Dear Board and Superintendents, regarding the Luther Employee Apartments concept, I'm here to remind you, you've heard a lot in the past few weeks already, so I'm not going to rehash a lot of that you've already heard. But I'm just here to remind you that so far, the community has not heard back anything credible from you that answers even the most basic questions on about how this project would be beneficial or viable for the district. On either count, beneficial and viable. So we can't be talking about viability without covering how this is beneficial, which is not answered today. So before you generate any RFPs or spend any further district money, staff time, or community energy on this, we demand answers on these questions. We want the discussion not to be about Luther housing, we want it to be about what you're trying to solve and how can we solve it best. Some of the questions that have been tabled, and this is a long list, I'm just going to cover like 6 of them, right? And these are questions, by the way, that I think, I'll just give an example. Some of these questions my high school daughter asked outright, and we don't have answers for them, right? Number 1, what is the plan for long-term growth of school capacity as evidenced by historical enrollment growth as well as general plan projections from many cities that are freely available? What's the plan for that? What's the plan to provide school capacity for new developments in the east side of the district? And we haven't scratched the surface there yet, right? What's the plan to alleviate existing chronic classroom crowding and play space crowding, which is evidenced in many district schools that you've heard over and over again, and again, you haven't acknowledged it or responded to it? Are there any, now coming back to the need, right? First point here, are there any exit surveys done to indicate how many teachers are leaving because of housing, and are they leaving the profession, or are they moving elsewhere where maybe they prefer to work? How many teachers, I mean, it's a fair question, right? How many teachers would actually qualify and want to live in subsidized employee housing in one location? So I tested this out with one of my team members who commutes from Gilroy. I said, look, if I give you a break on an apartment down the street, are you up for it? He laughed at me, seriously. I mean, how many teachers would actually qualify and want to live? That's the question you need to answer. How many teachers would actually be retained after you give them that benefit, right? And what happens to the other teachers? How can, who will fund the project? There is no free lunch. Who will fund the project and who will subsidize the costs, and to what extent will those be subsidized? Again, these are basic questions. How can a project that cannot be implemented till the year 2020 be viable?
Thank you.
Beats me, right? How will you push this against the overwhelming opposition from the community that is growing, and it's exposing broader issues with the district and how it's functioning?
Thank you for your comments. Thank you.